Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. Today my friends, I'm going to be testing the GTX 580, the GTX 580, okay? GTX 580. Alright guys, it's an Nvidia card, not the RX 580. I'm sorry for those of you that already knew that this was a GTX 580, but there's always that comment saying that, oh, I thought this was an RX 580, and it's always the top liked comment in my videos. Alright, so we're gonna be playing, of course, Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2 with the Ryzen 7 3700X, 16 gigs of RAM. You'll get the same FPS with something like a Ryzen 3 1200 or even like a 3rd Gen i5, maybe 2nd Gen i5 overclocked, you know. So yeah, in this video I'm gonna be testing it at 1080p, low competitive, which is low with epic view distance, medium no shadows, high with no shadows, and epic with no shadows. Let me know if you want like a 900p video as well, because somebody commented in my previous videos saying that they wanted to see this GPU at 900p. Alright, dropping here. As you can see, it's stuttering a lot here actually, this game, which is completely broken at the moment with the stuttering issues, but yeah, ignoring those, it's still gonna be a smooth experience, I will say. It really sucks, this optimization today, my friends. Okay, we're here. Let's start counting the FPS over here. I didn't really see if anybody dropped with us. Let's check that spot over there. If you've seen a video of mine, I actually died like instantly from a guy from up there. So now I always check that spot. My friends, look at that. We're basically above 100 FPS at 98 97% of the time, maybe not 99% of the time, because of course our 1% lows are in the 80s, but you know, this is very smooth. You could even run a high refresh rate monitor with this if you wanted. Remember that you'll get like 10 to 20 more FPS outside of the Whipping Woods once you venture into the Salty Springs or the Frenzy Farm or the Lazy Lake or whatever else that isn't the Whipping Woods. You're gonna get a ton of more FPS, so that's why I test here. It's sort of a worst case scenario, of course, and it's still doing a fantastic job, the GTX 580. Now, granted that you shouldn't really buy this card, because although it's cheap, and I bought it for example for 20 euros, I don't really recommend it, because first of all, you can't really play newer games. Second of all, it only has 1.5 gigabytes of VRAM, which isn't really enough for the newest games that it supports. Even at lower settings, a few games from like 2017, 2018, 2016 even will eat more than 1.5 gigabytes of VRAM, so you're kind of limited there. And also, you will need a very beefy power supply to power this thing up, because remember, this was once a very high-end GPU, the highest end from Nvidia's lineup of mainstream GPUs back in 2010, and with high-end components come, of course, a very high power bill. So, yes. This GPU consumes 244 watts of power. It's no easy thing to power, you know. You will need something like a 600 watt power supply to be in the safe side of things. And of course, if you go with something like an RX 470 or 570 instead, which might cost like 30-40 bucks more than this does, you can also go with like a 450 watt power supply and be just fine. So that's my recommendation right now. The RX 470 is a very nice GPU for the money right now in the used market. You can grab one off of AliExpress for like 60 to 70 bucks, I think, and you can't really beat that price performance. Oh boy, no, oh my god, it was so low HP. We're gonna do 1080p epic view distance over here right now and make this a little bit shorter than low settings, because I spent way too much time there talking. By the way, I didn't really talk about the popcorn that were dancing around me right now. Yeah, that's bugged out just because the GTX 580 doesn't really support the latest drivers, as you might be aware of. We're running the 391.35 drivers, which are the latest support supported for the GTX 580, and unfortunately with that we can't really play games like Battlefield 5, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, stuff like that would probably perform decently well at like 720p with the GTX 580, because they did perform decently enough with the GTX 650 for example, but with the driver support not being there you can't even launch the game, so you would be better off, for example, with the GTX 650 than this in those games, of course. Here we are at competitive settings. It should run pretty much the same as low settings. Let's just take a little walk here, go to the bridge, look at all of the trees. As you can see now, we're probably getting FPS in the 90s more often, but it's basically the same thing as low settings. I hate the stutters, guys. You can't really do anything about it. I even bought a 1TB SSD to install this game on because I thought it would help a little bit with the stuttering issues, but no, that was just a waste of money. At least I needed the space anyways, but yeah. Gosh damn it, please don't kill me. Oh, he's gonna kill me. I'm 1 HP, guys. Oh boy, yep, okay. So that's it for competitive settings. 111 FPS average and 84 FPS 1% lows. This is not going well, guys. This is really not going well. Okay, guys, okay. 1080p, medium settings across the board. So let's drop in the whip. Jesus Christ, these stutters. Now, guys, I'm gonna start praying to this game so it will allow me to not die at medium settings and actually test like more than one setting here. Oh my god, the stutters, guys, this is insane. Okay, let's start counting the FPS, by the way. As you can see, still, the FPS are pretty decent if it wasn't for the stuttering issues, of course. But these stuttering issues are usually even more noticeable on medium settings for some reason. I've been seeing that in all of my videos here in Season 2. Which sucks, of course, if you want to play at medium settings, but you shouldn't really play on medium settings anyways, because the shadows are just too distracting in my opinion. You can see them just rendering in as you walk, and that is a bit frustrating to me. And if you are really focused in the game, as you can see right there, it doesn't look good. It is distracting because there are more things moving, of course, in the screen. Look at that, look at that. Oh my gosh, yeah, see that? That's just really annoying to me, so I really recommend you to just disable the shadows on medium settings if you want to play like this. Oh my gosh, look at that. You move the mouse around and the shadows just start rendering at the sides of the monitor. Oh my god, we're gonna die, aren't we, guys? Yep, we are gonna die. Oh, okay. Right, so don't play on mediums. Overall, it's kind of impressive that the GTX 580 can still hold 60 plus FPS at medium settings with shadows enabled. Okay, here we go. 1080p medium settings without shadows this time around. This should boost our FPS by a little bit here. Oh my gosh, it's like the 4th time that I'm dropping here today. Game, please, how many more times do I have to die for you to put me against bots? Only bots, that's all I ask, you know? Over here in the top of the trees, we're still above 60 FPS. This is really good, actually. I was kind of expecting worse performance coming from the 580, GTX 580, once again. In Chapter 2, Season 2, because of course the season is a little bit more demanding than the previous one and it runs a bit worse, and with the 1.5 gigabytes of VRAM, it's not a huge amount, so I was expecting a bit more stuttering here and there, but you know, the stutters aren't really caused by the VRAM, it's just caused by the engine itself, so that's why we're pretty much seeing the usual amount of stuttering here. I just can't understand why they don't fix their game. Like, this is really annoying, you know? This time around, our 1% lows are above 60 FPS, so if you really want even the stutters to be at above 60 FPS, you can definitely have it here on medium without shadows. The game looks a bit better than low settings. There's the anti-aliasing, there's some reflections, the effects in the lighting look a little bit better as well, so this is a decent option for this GPU. 76 FPS on average. In the whipping woods, keep in mind that we are testing in the whipping wood, so it's really demanding as well. Alright, so okay, high settings. Alright, this is not too bad, to be honest. So as long as we don't drop from 30 FPS, I would say that high settings is still very playable for the GTX 580. Always remember that this is a 10-year-old GPU, and it's running Fortnite at 1080p high settings. There are GPUs, like new GPUs right now selling in the market, that can't run this game even at 1080p with 30 FPS on low settings, such as the GT710 or GT730 DDR3 editions, for example. And then there's, for example, the GT1030, which can't really hold 30 plus FPS all of the time at high settings as well in this game. And here we got a $20 GPU playing Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2 on high settings with shadows enabled and everything looking very, very pretty, and always getting 30 plus FPS. I didn't really see the FPS counter dropping from 30. The 1% lows are just at 25 because, of course, the stutters are still present here, but you can't do anything about it. But, you know, this is the whipping boost as well. Outside of here, you're probably gonna get into the 40s even. What the heck is going on there? Oh, the guy just dropped. He didn't die. Okay, I'm just gonna leave them playing there. There's another one there. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything to those guys. I'm just gonna hide here and change the settings. This is very impressive, guys. Okay, I was really not expecting 30 plus on high settings with shadows enabled. Let's drop the shadows here, and now we're very close to 60, although not very close to 60 sometimes. So yes, it's mostly around 50 something FPS over here, as you can probably tell. We're not gonna go there. They're just a lot better than me, so it's not worth it. Let's just keep on moving here. I'm tired of dying in this video, and you guys are probably tired of me dying as well. You know what, guys? I have no idea why I'm playing so bad, because I played really well in the GTX 780 video, in my opinion at least. I finished second even, and I killed like 6 guys, 7, I'm not sure about that, but it was a pretty good game, that one on the 780, and I was hitting the flicks and whatnot. But now testing this GPU and the GTX 550 Ti as well, which I tested before this one yesterday. Yeah, things are not looking very good, are they? Well, things are actually looking good because we're on high settings without shadows, and it does look decent. FPS wise, it's just not the best thing in the world, obviously. You could get 60 plus FPS at medium even, so just play on low settings with this GPU. That's my recommendation. You will always be above that 60 FPS mark, so that's what you want, of course, in a game like this. Please don't come this way. I have a gun. I have a gun. Just go away. Still, this is not a bad result for high settings, guys. It's high settings. We just disable the shadows. So, amazing. I bet none of you were expecting this kind of performance from a 10-year-old GPU. Wow, this is just awesome. So, epic settings now, okay? Epic settings. By the way, this does support DirectX 12, but I'm running DirectX 11 because it runs way better than 12 in older Nvidia GPUs. So, yeah, keep away from DirectX 12 if you have a GTX 580. Okay, you know what's better for you not to do as well? First of all, be outside of the circle at this point. Second of all, play at epic settings with the GTX 580. It's just not gonna happen, okay? You can take screenshots and the game looks beautiful still, but yeah, I wouldn't play this game like this unless I was taking some screenshots for like a school project or whatever. School project about Fortnite. I'm sure somebody is doing that somewhere in the world. What the heck is that though? Oh boy, that can't be good, right? Epic's not gonna happen, but epic without shadows will happen and will be playable. As you can probably tell right now, we're almost hitting 60. Of course, we're inside, so we hit 60 actually, so that's awesome. You know what? Let them fight. I'm going this way. I don't want to die really. I just want to finish testing this, and then I can die and get into fights and maybe try to win the game, which isn't really gonna happen really. Haven't won a game, a solo game, since my RX 570 video in Chapter 1, when Chapter 1 came out as well. So like 4 months ago, in a really long time basically. Okay, yeah, my skills, my solo skills aren't too good. Epic settings here without shadows is still very playable anyways. That's really good to see, obviously, and I doubt that anyone with a GTX 580 will be playing at epic settings without shadows, because it looks so similar to, for example, medium settings without shadows, and medium settings without shadows performs way better, as you saw. But still, I'm testing it because people do care about that, and I like to test games and graphics cards, so yeah. I really don't want to play below 60 FPS here, so I'm just gonna stop it right there for epic settings without shadows. Okay, so these are the results, pretty damn decent, I would say. We are gonna do low settings at 900p for those of you that want a high refresh rate experience. Okay, so if you really want a high refresh rate experience and you want to buy like a 120 Hz monitor for 60 bucks or something like that, and you're running the GTX 580, you can still do it. So over here we're getting well above 140 FPS, so that's really damn good. And for that guy that wanted me to test 900p, well, here you go, buddy. I hope you enjoy this part of the video, and I hope you wanted to see low settings at 900p. It's running really smoothly, guys. I can definitely tell the difference between low at 900p and low at 1080p. There's one guy over there. Although I'm not running the monitor at 165 Hz or 144 Hz as I usually do, I'm running it at 60 Hz because of the capture card, but I can still feel a difference in input lag. You know, it feels way more responsive at above like 120 FPS. Uh-oh, guys, this is it, I think. Maybe not, maybe the guy is scared. Oh, no, you can't see me. You can't, I'm not here. Oh my gosh, we gotta go with the FAMAS. Oh my gosh, come over here, dude. Where are you? Okay. Okay, uh-oh. Should we do this? Oh, no. Where? Oh my god, this is really bad. Where is he? I have no clue where he is right now. Gosh damn it, I'm getting scared. Ah, what the heck? How is he moving so fast? God damn it. Okay, guys, so I got really confused there. He had a better shotgun than I did, so that's why he won that fight. I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyways. I really do. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will hopefully see you in the next one. I hope the video was informative for you as well, and as always, I love you all. Bye bye.